Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn how you can perform t-test in Microsoft Excel. T-test is basically a tool for comparing the mean and assessing the differences between the groups. We can make inferences about the population based on the sample data by using the t-test. T-test is of different types. There is a paired t-test, there is an independent sample t-test, there is one sample t-test, but we are going to discuss only paired t-test today. So here we have a situation in which our assumption is that we have to determine whether a new tutoring method improves students' score in a math exam. So on the basis of this assumption, we have used a paired t-test, that because we need to compare the tests before using the new tutoring method and after using the tutoring method. It means paired t-test is basically for the sample in which the same students will be used in before applying the tutoring method, and the same students will be used after applying the tutoring method to check whether their score is improved or not. So it shows that this is a paired t-test. So there are pairs like of math score before and math score after of the same student. So this is one single student. So the sample size here is of 5 students total, and those 5 students are basically analyzed before and after after applying the tutoring method. So for that purpose, we have to apply a t-test, paired t-test method. How we can do that? One simple method is we can use the built-in formula, or you can say function of t-test, to find the p-value only. So keep this in mind. This built-in formula or you can say function will give you only a p-value, not the detailed output of the t-test. So how you can use this is you have to select the array 1, that is the before math score before, and then the array 2, that is the math score after, and then the tails. Tails basically shows that your distribution is one-tailed or two-tailed. One-tailed is hypothesis is basically whether the score is increased or decreased. You are going in one direction. You are not going in both direction. While two-tailed hypothesis is basically whether, regardless of whether the score is increased or decreased. So here we are concerned with the improvement in the student score. So we are going in one-tailed direction. We are not considering two-tailed distribution. So I will select one-tailed distribution, and the type is the paired, because we are performing paired t-test. Then I will close it and I will press enter. So this is the p-value, that is 0.001314273. Now what this p-value is showing, we will interpret its result later. But before that, I want you to understand how you can get a detailed paired t-test output in the Excel as well. For that purpose, go to the data tab. Now keep this in mind that by default there will not be a data analysis tab here. You have to add it by going to the options of the Excel. I will give the link of that video in the description so that you can refer to that video as well, that how you can add this data analysis tab in the Excel. So I will click on this tab. So here a new window pop up. What it is here, these are the different data analysis tools. So what we need is the t-test paired to sample for means. Then I will press OK. So here we have to select the data on which we are going to apply the paired t-test. So this is the range 1 or array 1 that as we have used here. So in this case, you have to select this entire range, including the math score before label, because this label is checked here. Keep this in mind. If it is unchecked, then you need not to select the math score before label. Similarly here, what we have to do, we have to select the data from here till here. So again, I have included math score after label as well. Now the other is hypothesize mean difference. It means the difference between the means of two data equal to 0. If your assumption is this, you can write 0 here, otherwise you can left it blank. Then we have alpha. This is the significance value. It is 0.05 here. It can also be 0.01. It all depends on your need. Then we have the output options, where you want the output of this test to be displayed. So new workbook means there will be a new Microsoft Excel file will be open, and the data will be output will be displayed there. New worksheet means there are different worksheets here, and you want the output in another worksheet. And output range here, it means you want the output to be displayed in the same worksheet. So I will select in the same worksheet. For that, I have to select the area in which I want the So it is already selected that I want the output to be displayed here. If I select it like this, it's better. So this is the area where I want the output to be displayed. If I press OK, here we have the detailed paired two sample t-test for paired two sample for means. So here we have the mean of math score before, here the mean of math score after, then variance, then total observations are 5. Then we have the degree of freedom of 4, that is basically the one less than the observations. Now the important thing that we need to see in order to make the interpretation is this p-value 1 tail and p-value 2 tail. As we are considering 1 tail, so I'll consider this value. So I am going to highlight it, and you can see that if I compare this value with the value that I have found earlier by using the built-in function, these are the same. So these both values are same, and these are and this p-value is less than 0.05. So let's see how we can interpret it. So the interpretation is, as the p-value is 0.0013 and it is less than 0.05, it means there is a significant difference between the mean score before and after a new tutoring method. This shows that the new tutoring method has improved the students' scores in the math exams. So this interpretation is based on the sample, and it can be applied on the population, as it is an inferential statistics in which we evaluate the results from the sample and we expand it to the population. So this is how you can use the pair t-test, or you can perform a pair t-test in the Microsoft Excel. That's all from today's lecture. Thank you.